All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Devin Fry with your Valley News Now digital update. We'll go ahead and turn that down, act like I was ready to stream here. Coming up tonight, we have some big things that we want to get into, of course, that our reporters have been following all day in the Valley News Live newsroom. But first, let's go ahead and talk about what everybody wants to hear about right now, our current weather conditions. Let's take a look at the sky cam, the Dakota Magic Casino sky cam. The flags, as usual, out there whipping in this wind. But the good news on the weather front today is that things have been a little bit warmer, but as our first alert storm team has been warning us, we've got a couple more shots of light snow and conditions turning colder. This is from Summer Schnellbach, our first alert storm team meteorologist. Some patchy blowing and drifting snow, including the snow that fell on Sunday, could lead to some icy spots out there, reduced visibility while snow falls, and some travel impacts. Be sure to download our first alert weather app to have the latest on these conditions. Sitting about 35 degrees right now in Fargo, and as you can see, that's not going to change for a good while, but those snow showers coming up later on. I guess that's into tomorrow morning, more or less than tonight. So be sure to stay tuned for what our first alert storm team has for us on the latest on those conditions. They'll, of course, be able to update you on those a little bit better than I'll be able to here. Now let's get into what we've been working on in the Valley News Live newsroom. We're going to start with something that we have coming up tonight. One of our reporters, Ethan Kramer, just got back from this press conference. The Fargo Human Rights Commission calling out City of Fargo leadership just hours ago at a press conference in town. Let's take a listen to this here. This, again, just in from a press conference that was held here in Fargo.
Cowards. Cowards. Fargo needs leadership, not cowards. That the City of Fargo leadership refused to stand with their Somali residents. That the City of Fargo leadership refused to always stand with their Black residents. It is wrong. This is heartless. You are not leaders. You are cowards.
Some strong words toward the City of Fargo leadership there. The commission gathered this afternoon to speak out against what they're calling a rise in hateful rhetoric targeting our Somali community. That rhetoric stems from a massive Medicaid fraud scheme in Minnesota, making headlines nationwide. Of the defendants charged so far in Minnesota, 90% are Somalian, leading ICE agents and investigators to the region. Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, you can hear some more from that press conference. Ethan Kramer has tons more coming up tonight, so be sure to stay tuned. Coming up in our newscasts at 4, 5, and 6, as well as our digital platforms here on Valley News Now. Another one we have coming up tonight, some North Dakota State students hit our whistleblower hotline to report some unsafe conditions at their rental property. Now, I do want to warn you, some of the things you may see might be graphic. We're going to pull up this video here. I want to give you plenty of time to heads up. If you're squeamish, maybe turn off the stream. Be sure to come back, but giving you this warning. Now, here it is. The students live off of University Drive. That's right near the North Dakota State campus. They say that their property didn't have heat for days, and they didn't get heat until early this morning. They were forced to sleep elsewhere as temperatures dropped in the 30s inside the house. The students have also reported human feces backing up in their basement, as well as mice problems and mold. You can see the thermometer in there in the 30s inside the house. These issues have been reported to maintenance, the students say, but they also allege that communication is slim. Here's what the latest from them on this issue.
Ice in our toilets, so that obviously, you know, it's below 32 degrees. He said he took the temperature in the bathroom. It was like 28, I think.
Once again, that's coming up tonight on Valley News Live. Be sure to stay tuned, and we'll also have the latest on our digital platforms as well. Now, we do have a couple of updates for you today for some stories that we broke yesterday. This one taking us out to Jamestown. Newly obtained court documents here in Valley News Live show that Michael Paul Romans, 45 years old, we're going to go ahead and pull up his mugshot for you here. Now, this man, the court documents that we obtained this afternoon say that Michael Paul Romans admitted to police that he sexually abused a former student and acknowledged the victim was likely under 18 when the abuse began. Romans, a teacher at Gustner Elementary and a volunteer firefighter out in Jamestown, was arrested on December 29th and charged with corruption or solicitation of minors. The victim, who's now an adult, says the abuse began when she was about 16 or 17 and continued multiple times while she was in high school. Romans told Police he struggles with sex addiction and has sought treatment. A preliminary hearing for Roman's case is set for January 21st. A trial is tentatively scheduled for April 28th. This case remains under investigation. Another update for a story that we didn't have, admittedly, very many details on yesterday. Now, we knew that this guy was charged with attempted murder in Hillsborough, Robert E. Taylor, but now we know a little bit more about the incident that led to those charges. Robert Taylor faces charges including criminal attempt murder and aggravated assault after allegedly stabbing a man multiple times at an apartment the day after Christmas. Court documents say the victim was struck 3 times on the left side of his head and required immediate medical attention. Authorities say the injuries could have been life-threatening without prompt care. Taylor is now being held at the Cass County Jail. A preliminary hearing is set for January 21st. We got word of a couple of fires today for our viewers in our northern Minnesota viewing area. Authorities say that a 91-year-old woman was found dead following a house fire in Lake of the Woods County. 91-year-old Nelda Faye Anderson found dead following a house fire on December 19th. Again, we just got the release from Lake of the Woods County today. So while this did happen on the 19th, want to make it known why we're reporting this today. Crews responded early that morning and located her body. The Lake of the Woods County Sheriff's Office is investigating. Right now, treating the fire as accidental. A full autopsy is pending. And then the same day, we got word of a fire in Bemidji. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up the picture of this for you now. There it is. Me and the picture, both at the same time. Modern technology. A December 26th fire in Northern Township, that's up near Bemidji, damaged a building and a vehicle. The Bemidji Fire Department battled the blaze for about 4 hours. 17 firefighters and 6 pieces of equipment needed. No injuries, thankfully, were reported. Officials say the fire appears to be accidental, but much like the last one we talked about, the cause is under investigation. Flu cases are on the rise in North Dakota. North Dakota health officials report a significant rise in influenza cases, reporting more than 870 new cases last week. Hospitals are reporting increasing hospitalizations and more severe respiratory illnesses, including flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Health officials are urging vaccinations and caution. All True Health System has temporarily required masks for visitors to its NICU, ICU, and Cancer Center. I do also want to mention that along with that, the North Dakota Health Department has provided a graphic showing the differences between those illnesses, COVID, flu, RSV, kind of to help you indicate what you may have if you're experiencing any symptoms. That full graphic can be found on our website, valleynewslive.com. Be sure to go check that out. We want to end on a fun one here. Essentia Health in Fargo delivered 1,255 babies this year, and they released its most popular names for 2025. For boys, Theodore topped the list. For girls, it's Charlotte. It feels like it's Charlotte every year. I don't know if I've ever met a Charlotte. Now that I think about it, I don't think I ever have, but it's apparently a very popular name. Other top names included Everett, Henry, Hudson, Otto, interesting, Bennett, and variants of the name Adeline. That one's also very popular. So if you went with any of those names, you're not alone. Very popular right now. Thank you so much for tuning into this Valley News Now digital update. We're of course going to have a ton coming up tonight on Valley News Live on our upcoming shows at 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and as well as the Valley Today coming up tomorrow morning. But be sure to stay tuned to our digital networks. We're going to be keeping you updated as we always do with the latest news as it comes in. You're going to have it right at your fingertips. Just download the Valley News Live app. I will see you next time when we're back here for your Valley News Now digital update. But for now, I'm Devin Fry.